the Orthodox faith is the most predominant faith in Ukraine. And I believe St. Andrews apparently came here on this journey. So there is a very strong link to that. How did you manage to overcome that, to become the predominant church in Ukraine? That's impossible, to even go beyond your. And I remember when I visited in 2008, there was even a session, because you have these sessions where former drug addicts who are now business people come to teach, talk, business people, different sectors speak. And on that day, there was the Orthodox. That you had even priests, Orthodox priests in your church coming to talk.
Well,
they are members of your church. I just couldn't understand how is that possible? So how did you manage to achieve that? Like, you're coming in a place that is a stronghold for a different brand of faith, and then you're able to have that sort of conversion. It's probably like going to Saudi Arabia and then turning Saudi Arabia to 50% Christian nation. That's what.
If I go to Saudi Arabia, I'm going to have the same impact that I'm having right here.
Okay, so how are you doing this then?
Because first of all, you have to recognize what you have and who you are. So let's say we go to Saudi Arabia right now. I have to recognize that I am a friend of God. I'm a carrier of God. I'm a kingdom imposer. But I'm not a Christian in Saudi Arabia. And I'm not a religious person in Saudi Arabia. But I'm a lover of truth and a carrier of life and a carrier of light. So those are the tools I'm going to use.
Could you go over? I will watch it again, but could you say those things, just those things you said again? So just in case, because I was trying to follow about the processing. Yes,
okay,
the
tools I will use is to recognize who I am.
Okay.
That I'm not a Christian when I'm in Saudi Arabia. And I'm not a religious person. So who am I? I'm a friend of God.
So that matters.
That is one instrument. Okay. You wanted to have the tools.
Okay, yes, please.
So that's one.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm a God carrier. Thirdly, I'm a kingdom imposer. That's my identity. Then, what are the other tools that I will use to be able to convert them and have the same impact that I'm having right here? I must recognize who am I in other areas. My instruments, my forces are, I am a speaker of truth and a lover of truth. Truth is going to be my weapon.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm a carrier of light.
Okay.
So I will just shine. And next one, I'm a giver of life. So I think I gave you 5 or 6.
Yes, 6 altogether.
6. Okay, if you want, you can repeat them. And then anything that is not clear, you can ask.
Okay, so...
Or if you are interested, anything you are interested in, how to use them or whatever you can say.
Okay. Right now, I'm sure there are people shouting over there. Explain every one of them. So we will start with first one, tools. Who am I? And you're saying a friend of God.
Yes, I have to identify the fact that I'm a Christian, that is not my identity in the real sense. It's just the outward appearance or outward garment that people see. So when I go to Saudi Arabia, people don't need that.
What do they need?
They need who I am. They don't need the garment that I wear. So when I go to Saudi Arabia, I will be willing to go to their mosque. I'm praying in their mosque with them and dress in their dress, their imam dress, their Muslim dress, and sit down with them in the mosque. But because I said I am I'm a friend of God, I will be hearing from God about His wisdom, about His strategies, and I will be carrying His presence. Even in the mosque, dressed in Muslim dress, and being in their mosque and sitting with them and praying in their style of prayer. But I also said, beside the fact that I'm a friend of God, I also said I'm a God carrier. So if I'm a God carrier and I know myself as a God carrier, I am going to unleash that. I am going to disseminate God that I carry. Just like Jesus said, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. Because he carried the Father, he carried God. And because I have learned to do that, I am going to carry God in such a way that I will release him at the needed time. That I cannot be hidden. I could be hidden, but he cannot be hidden. They will see. And they will see, they will feel him. And they will desire him. They will want him. Then I say I'm a kingdom imposer.
Yeah.
So it's a kingdom that I impose, not church, not religion. And I already know what the kingdom means. I have a book there that is called Kingdom First, Church Second. So I'm going to be releasing the kingdom all around me. And the kingdom cannot be hidden. They are going to see it very clearly. And they are going to like to be there.
And that's what you've done in your brain.
Yes, to identify with that kingdom. Then I spoke about truth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, the truth, they are going to recognize truth. Most people fall in love with truth. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people will fall in love with truth. I will attract those people. I become a magnet to them. And when they see the truth and they are attracted to the truth, they would like for that truth to dwell in them. You see the way things are happening now.
Yeah.
Then the next one I said, I'm the light. I'm the
carrier of light.
I'm the carrier of light. That light is going to be destroying darkness, all kind of darkness they have around them. And they have plenty of them. Saudi Arabia has more darkness than here. And the darker a place is, the brighter the light shines. So I'm going to have a lot of opportunity to shine over there. Then I'm a giver of life. Love. Jesus is life. The word that I speak to you, they are spirit and life. I know how to release that life.
And you speak of these things like it's important to know these things. Like you said, because I'll go as a friend,
what I
as
know.
A carrier.
Yeah.
So what is the role of knowing something? Sometimes it feels like, you go out and it's what you do that matters. What's that link between what you know in terms of the way you said, I know the things that I know, that's what I'm going forward with. How much is that what you know quite relevant to, when you go out into, making that impact as you've done here in Ukraine?
What you know doesn't really matter.
Oh.
It is who you are that matters.
Who you are from what you know?
Yes. Who you are comes from what you know.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's not what you know that plays that really plays the major role.
Okay.
What you know will only be 10% out of the totality of what you need to make the kind of impact I'm talking about. 10%. Yeah. So knowledge will be 10%, but that 10% is the fundamental. It's foundational. Foundational. True. So you got to know who you are, but knowing it doesn't mean anything. A lot of these things that I've mentioned, now most of you know them. But knowing them doesn't mean anything. You still need to cultivate the 40% effort to make sure that what you know becomes flesh in you. Yeah. To make the word become flesh, that is 40%. Mm-hmm. So let's say the knowledge you have the knowledge you gain is only 10%.
10%, okay.
For the character, the ability to be able to work on yourself, to make those things that you know become part of who you are, your identity, that is 40%. So if you add 10% to 40%, that's 50%.
That's 50%.
Then the aura of God that you carry and you create among yourself, the knowledge of God is supposed to create the environment of God. That is another 50%. So that is walking with God, personal relationship with God, that makes you to walk in the ambience of God. That is 50% right there. And that can only be possible from being a friend of God. If you have been watching our videos and maybe you enjoy them, maybe you don't enjoy them, but still, we need you to help us spread the word. And for that to happen, we only need you to take 5 little steps. Please help us spread this word by liking the video. Then, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We also need you to press the notification button, and the way to do that is to click on the bell. You see the bell there? click on it. Then, of course, leave your comments. Let's know what you're thinking about each video. And finally, we need you to go and share the word. Share this video on your Facebook timeline, on your Instagram, and every other platform that you have. All right? Let's win the world for Christ. Thank you so much. Peace.